Autoline Daily is brought to you by Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Here are today's top headlines. The Big Three accuse Japan of playing unfair. Now Spyker might buy Saab, and Toyota gets set to make a big announcement about hybrids. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Friday, December 11, 2009, and now the news. General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler are complaining that Japan is discriminating against them with its Cash for Clunkers program. Bloomberg reports the American automaker sent a letter to the U.S. trade representative pointing out that none of the cars they sell in Japan qualify for Japan's sales incentives. In the United States, of course, nearly half of the new cars sold in the Cash for Clunkers program were made by Japanese automakers. Japan says its incentives apply to fuel-efficient cars and that it is not discriminating against foreign automakers. Foreign automakers sell fewer than 4% of all vehicles sold in Japan. Even though we reported that Saab is on its deathbed, Reuters reports that a last-minute buyer could ride into the rescue. While small exotic sports car maker Koenigsegg dropped out of the bidding on Saab, now small exotic sports car maker Spyker says it's bidding for it. Spyker is being backed by Russian tycoon Vladimir Antonov to come up with the money to buy Saab. Last year, Spyker only made 43 cars with prices that top $300,000. And if it's buying Saab, it's a good thing it knows a lot about not selling many cars. French automaker Renault might return to North America. The Wall Street Journal says the company is studying the possibility, but its decision will depend partly on how the Duster sells. That's a new crossover built by its Dacia subsidiary in Romania, and it goes on sale next year. The company's also considering selling vehicles in Southeast Asia as well. Spending on automotive advertising in the United States had a huge drop-off for the first 9 months of the year. According to the Detroit Free Press, automakers and dealers spent $7.5 billion this year, but that compares to nearly $11 billion a year ago, and that's a drop of over 30%. Despite the huge cuts, the auto industry remained as the largest spender on advertising. Wards reports that Toyota will make a major announcement about expanding its hybrid vehicle lineup at the Detroit Auto Show next month. The company is thought to be working on a hybrid version of its subcompact Yaris to challenge the Honda Insight. It's also expected to expand the Prius lineup and maybe spin it off as a separate brand, but that's just speculation. As part of the announcement, Toyota will showcase some all-new models, as well as a next-generation hybrid electric vehicle and other alternative powertrain technology like plug-ins and fuel cells. Hey, if you're sensitive, I suggest you fast-forward past this story. Viewer discretion is advised. The A5 and the R8 are two of the most beautiful cars on the road today. They illustrate Audi's unique flair for design, but that doesn't stop aftermarket companies from trying to improve things. Autoblog reports that a German tuner company called Ewwww Design has come up with a mashup of the two cars. They took an A5 and tried to make it look like an R8 by plastering all kinds of junk on it. Besides a fake dual exhaust and a unique front fascia, it also sports a knockoff of the R8's signature side blade. Blech. Coming up next, we'll take a look at an ultra-efficient concept car. We'll be back right after this. At this year's Frankfurt Motor Show, Volkswagen revealed a retro-themed concept car. No, not a rehash of the Beetle or the Microbus. This looks to the recent past for inspiration. It debuted an ultra-efficient vehicle called the 1-liter Concept, which is a remix of a similarly named car from 2002. It gets the name 1 liter because it only takes about 1.4 liters of fuel to travel 100 kilometers, which works out to about 170 mpgs. To get that kind of fuel economy, the car is small and light. To cut wind resistance, it's narrow and low to the ground, with tandem seating for 2 passengers. To cut mass, the body's made of carbon fiber reinforced plastic. Altogether, the whole thing only weighs about 840 pounds and has a coefficient of drag of only 0.195. But Volkswagen wants to do more with the 1-liter concept than just prove it can build an ultra-efficient car.
There's a lot of carbon fiber in this car. Carbon fiber is not a cheap material. However, with this car we are developing new techniques, new production techniques, which allow us to get down substantially with the cost of this material. And that's absolutely one of the big aims of this project, to get carbon fiber into a material which can be used for production cars.
Getting carbon fiber into everyday vehicles is going to be a challenge because it is so expensive. It seems to make more sense for VW to start at the premium end with Audi and work down to more affordable cars. But kudos to them if they figure out how to do it. Powering the 1-liter concept is a diesel hybrid drivetrain. It consists of a rear-mounted 2-cylinder engine with a maximum output of, brace yourself, only 38 horsepower. It features an electric motor and a lithium-ion battery pack to augment the ICE. Amazingly, it only emits 36 grams of CO2 per kilometer. If this fuel-sipping concept looks like the perfect car for you, Volkswagen is gunning to have it on sale a lot sooner than you might think.
Well, we are working on this concept. We hope to have it on the road by 2013, so that people have a chance not just to see it, but to drive it, to feel it, to own it, and that would be very important to us.
Will Volkswagen be able to pull it off? 2013 is just a few years away, and if it's serious about building the 1-liter concept and pushing carbon fiber, it has a lot of work ahead of it. Okay, it's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time to answer this week's trivia question. We asked you to identify what car this is based on its front end. People struggled with this one, but the correct answer is it's the Chevy Aveo. As always, we randomly selected this week's winner from the pool of correct responses, and the winner is Walt Timpey of Snoqualmie, Washington. Congratulations, Walt, you've just won this collector's edition Autoline Detroit coffee mug. And that is it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.